Today, we'll discuss the new mask regulations for Auburn University, the new College of Liberal Arts Dean, and the highly anticipated fashion show event tomorrow. Then, we'll cover our national stories with a Ukraine update and an update on the Ahmaud Arbery case. We'll end tonight's show with the National Day, as well as our adorable pet of the week. All that and more coming up on Eagle Eye News Thursday News Show at 6. Good evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Nicholas Wetzel.
And I'm Jakai Spikes. Auburn University announced that the mask mandate in transit buses, night shuttles, or at the campus transportation hub and stops have been lifted. On Monday, April 18th, a federal judge in Florida finalized the federal mask requirement on airplanes, taxis, trains, buses, and other public transportation. U.S. District Judge Catherine Kimball-Mizell said the mandate was unlawful because it exceeded the statutory authority of Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and because its implementation violated administrative law. Due to the court decisions, the mask requirement is no longer in effect and the Transportation Security Administration is no longer enforcing it. The decision includes all transportation hubs and airports. After the announcement, several airlines and travel authorities stated that masks are now optional on Monday evening. However, the CDC still recommends people to keep wearing masks in indoor public transportation settings.
Following a national search, Auburn University has selected Jason Hicks as the next dean of the College of Liberal Arts, effective July 1st. Hicks joins Auburn from Louisiana State University, where he is currently a Provost Fellow in the Office of Academic Affairs. He will be succeeding Anna Franco-Watkins, who has served as interim dean since July 2021. Hicks will lead one of the largest colleges on Auburn's campus, comprised of 2 schools and 12 departments encompassing the social sciences, communication, fine and performing arts, humanities, and aviation. As the academic core of Auburn, CLA has a successful record of research, creative activities, and outreach. With both short and long-term strategies, Hicks will build upon academic endeavors that enhance CLA's core values: learning and knowledge, inclusion and equity, and engagement and impact.
The Auburn University COVID Resource Center has reported 12 new positive COVID cases for the week of April 11th through April 17th. This number is slightly higher than the previous week's case number of 6 and maintains consistent with the continuing decline since Auburn students arrived back on campus for the spring semester. In addition, the center has also reported that out of 98 on-campus tests administered between April 11th and the 15th, only 2 came back with a positive result. That is a 2% positivity rate, which is the same as the last reported percentage. Facilities management maintains a comprehensive dashboard with information for campus facilities. Visit the Building Readiness Dashboard for updates on COVID procedures in campus buildings. You can stay updated on Auburn's COVID situation and schedule your own vaccination by visiting the Auburn COVID Resource website.
We will now turn to Coleman Turnipseed, the Auburn SGA Vice President, for our weekly update on the Student Senate. Let's take a look.
Hi everyone, my name is Coleman Turnipseed and I'm the Vice President of SGA. This past week in the Student Senate, we had our confirmation bill for our directors and assistant directors of the SGA cabinet. We're so excited to finally have our team, and we're so excited for the work that all of these people will be doing this upcoming year. Next week in the Student Senate will be our final meeting of the semester, so we have numerous bills coming through, both as current orders and future orders that would be moved up to current orders so that we're able to pass the legislation needed to close out our semester. I'm so proud of the work that my senators have already done, and I'm excited to see what we'll be able to do through the rest of this term. To get in touch with your senator, please find them for their office hours, and we also have our senators conducting office hours within the EDGE. We are so excited to see what we'll be able to do this year, and be sure to tune in on Eagle Eye at 7:30 on Monday, or also you're more than welcome to come visit Mondays at 7:30 in room 2222 and 2223.
If you're looking to get more involved on campus, Travis Harrison has all the details that you need to know. Let's take a look.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Travis Harrison with your involvement update. There's just a few more weeks till summer, but there's still plenty going on. The first event on the schedule for next week is the Active Minds General Assembly meeting. Anyone interested in Active Minds is welcome to come and meet members and get to know the organization. They meet at 5 p.m. in the Student Center Room 2223. Next up is University Program Council's Wipeout event on Wednesday. It was the one that got postponed due to weather last week. The event is still going to take place on the campus green from 6 to 7 p.m. And so make sure to RSVP on AU Involved for this event. Our last event, I wanted to tell you all about Weagle's 51st Birthday Bash End of School Extravaganza. They will be on the campus green from 3 to 10 p.m. Join Weagle to hear music ranging from country to hip-hop to indie rock and more. They'll be announcing the artist lineup soon, so make sure to follow them on Instagram to stay updated. As always, there are dozens of other events going on, so you make sure to sign in and check AU Involved. Thank you, and War Eagle.
When we return from this short break, we'll cover the ACDI expansion, Earth Day at Auburn, and the Involvement Awards. You're watching Eagle Eye News at 6.
Get ready for some new improvements and expansion at the Auburn Center for Developing Industries, because the ACDI just received $3 million in federal funding. Auburn University is dedicating this hefty sum to add classroom training and more space for conferences held in the Lotations Business Center. So who was the mastermind behind getting funding for the ACDI? We can thank Congressman Mike Rogers, who consistently fought for the city officials' approval of the $3 million fund. Auburn University takes pride in equipping their students to be prepared to join the workforce. The expansion at ACDI only pushes Auburn students to gain training and work experience that can be utilized to compete in the global markets. On behalf of the Auburn student body, we thank Congressman Mike Rogers for supporting Auburn students by funding the ACDI.
Auburn University's apparel merchandising students look to tie together a year's work of preparation for their annual fashion event tomorrow at the Coliseum. The fashion event is the signature student design exhibition at Auburn, planned and executed by students. The students are enrolled in a year-long course that provides them with the skills necessary to produce top quality fashion events. All garments modeled during the fashion event are designed, created, and styled by Auburn students. Through participation in this event, students gain experience that not only sets them apart from their peers following graduation, but also the chance to display their work in front of industry professionals. The fashion event will feature works from various other programs in the Department of Consumer and Design Sciences. Showcase student works will include visual merchandising vignettes, e-portfolio exhibits, interior design displays, and the main attraction, a runway show.
Tomorrow, Auburn will celebrate Earth Day and recognize the importance of treating the world and the environment with respect. Earth Day is the largest non-religious day of recognition. Auburn will celebrate this day with several entertaining and educational events. This year's Earth Day extravaganza will be hosted at the Student Center Green Space. From 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. tomorrow, UPC, the Department of Geosciences, the Waste Reduction and Recycling Department, and the Office of Sustainability are providing students with a day of education, fun, and food. Features include activities like planting succulents, puzzles, crafts, a drone, and free food made from locally sourced ingredients. The first Earth Day was April 22nd, 1970. Today, more than 1 billion people in 193 countries celebrate Earth Day. Go to the Green Space tomorrow and take part in the festivities.
Student Involvement hosted the 10th Annual Involvement Awards on Tuesday, April 12th, to recognize and honor Auburn's outstanding student organizations, leaders, and advisors. There were 56 organizations represented and 11 were honored with awards. 31 student leaders and 5 advisors were recognized at the ceremony that had over 400 attendees. Some notable awards are as follows. Most Exceptional Campus Organization went to the Auburn Plainsmen. Most Entertaining Campus Event went to Fall Fest by the University Program Council. Outstanding Cultural Impact went to the International Student Organization. Excellence in Communication and Marketing went to our very own Eagle Eye TV. A full list of winners can be found on the Auburn Newsroom.
The Auburn City Council took following actions after its April 19th meeting. A contract for construction of a new facility for environmental services and public works was approved. This project includes facility space for the two departments, including the Fleet Services Division, pole barns, and a wash building. The council approved the purchase of 15 in-car cameras, 26 body cameras, and 20 tasers for the Auburn Police. This is part of a large contract that was approved by council in July 2021. The council authorized a contract to relocate and install street lighting along Wire Road at the roundabout at the soccer complex entrance. Meeting minutes and a video of the meeting will be posted at auburnalabama.org/agenda. When we come back, we'll cover national mask regulations as well as a suspicious vegetable in Walmart. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
In bunkers, basements, and shelters, tens of thousands of Ukrainians are enduring relentless and devastating shelling and airstrikes. As Russia presses its offensive across eastern Ukraine and the battered city of Mariupol, the commander of the Ukrainian militia holed up in a steel factory, says the city is under constant bombardment. Rafael Romo has more from Lviv, Ukraine.
It's a last-ditch, desperate effort to save the lives of hundreds, if not thousands, of civilians and members of Ukraine's armed forces currently trapped in the southern port city of Mariupol. Two top Ukrainian officials say they're ready to head to Mariupol to negotiate the evacuation of soldiers and civilians. That's according to a captain with Ukraine's Azov regiment, the last combat unit defending Mariupol. The two officials are Ukrainian Parliamentary Majority Leader David Arhamia and Mikhailo Podolyak, advisor to the president's chief of staff, who say they're ready to meet face-to-face with the Russians in order to save those trapped. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky earlier said that some 120,000 people remain trapped in Mariupol. He also said his country's army does not have enough weapons to defeat Russia in the southern port city. Meanwhile, Russia conducted an intercontinental ballistic missile test Wednesday. President Vladimir Putin said it was a Sarmat missile, a unique weapon designed to ensure Russia's security from external threats and provide food for thought, he said, for those who, in the heat of frenzied aggressive rhetoric, try to threaten Russia. Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby said that such testing is routine and that it was not a surprise that the United States was notified in advance and that the ballistic missile was not a threat to the United States or its allies. European Council President Charles Michel became the latest leader to visit Ukraine Wednesday after visiting Borodyanka, the site where Ukrainian officials found massacred civilians after the Russian withdrawal. Michel said what happened there are atrocities and war crimes. Rafael Romo, CNN, Lviv, Ukraine.
The sentencing date for the three men found guilty of federal hate crimes in the Ahmaud Arbery killing has been rescheduled for August 8th. Travis McMichael, his father Gregory McMichael, and their neighbor William Roddy Bryan were originally scheduled to be sentenced on August 1st, but federal prosecutors filed a motion for a continuance, citing a scheduling conflict. The three men were convicted in November on state murder charges in Georgia for Arbery's death. Last month, they were convicted of federal charges in the killing, including the hate crime charge. The jury found the men were racially motivated when they chased and killed Arbery as he was jogging through a neighborhood. The McMichaels are trying to get their federal convictions thrown out. Federal law prohibits the willful harm or intimidation of people in public spaces based on their race. The McMichaels claim the killing didn't happen on a public street.
Some Americans are confused about whether traveling is really safe right now, following Monday's ruling by a federal judge to overturn the mask mandate. While COVID-19 related hospitalizations are relatively down, cases are once again on the rise. Some cities and public transportation systems are instead choosing to keep mandatory masking. Isabel Rosales breaks down what you need to know before you fly or ride.
On planes and trains, mask mandates are vanishing. But not everyone is on board.
I felt much more comfortable keeping mine on.
And the rules aren't the same everywhere. Some trains, airports, and cab companies still require masking up. Plus, children under the age of 5 are not eligible to be vaccinated. Their parents and those that are immunocompromised or in high-risk categories are now left wondering, is it safe to travel with the unmasked?
I'm really worried about buses and subways and places that don't have great ventilation.
Some research suggests masks can protect a wearer alone. It acts as a barrier between particles and your nose and mouth. But the level of protection with one-way masking depends on 2 factors: the quality of your mask and how it fits.
If someone's not wearing a mask, even if you're wearing a very high quality mask like this, an N95 mask, they're infected, you have about an hour and 15 minutes of protection from them.
According to research from the University of California, a well-fitting N95 can cut down potentially infectious particles you inhale by more than 20 times compared to not wearing a mask. With a surgical mask, it's by a factor of 9, and a cloth mask by 3.
Just because the government is saying you don't need to wear a mask, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't.
The choice for now, in most places, is up to you. In Washington, Isabel Rosales.
Produce sold at Walmart in over a dozen states are being recalled due to contamination concerns. Tuesday, the FDA announced World Variety Produce is recalling a case lot of organic zucchini. The vegetables have been potentially contaminated with salmonella, an organism that can cause serious and sometimes deadly infections. The FDA says no illnesses have been reported. The 2-count pack of zucchini were sold under the brand Organic Market Side at Walmarts in 18 states. The FDA says customers who bought the product should not eat it. They should destroy or dispose it. When we come back, we'll go over our National Day as well as a fun pop culture inset. You are watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
Let's go nuts for today's National Day. Happy National Chocolate Covered Cashews Day. While many people enjoy the cashew nut shell is surprisingly toxic. Producers shell the cashew before selling it so people all around the world can celebrate this amazing day. Many people enjoy the cashew for its delicious taste on its own, but adding chocolate makes it even more enjoyable. It can even make a great gift. To celebrate today, think about getting some chocolate-covered cashews at the store. Add them to trail mix or keep a dish by your desk to keep you going throughout the day. Take a photo of your snack and upload to social media with the hashtag #ChocolateCoveredCashews
A Virginia Tech scientist honored his favorite pop star in an interesting way. He named a new species after her. So what if it lives in dirt and has a dozen of legs? Meet the swift-twisted claw millipede. That's right, the mysterious arthropod is named after Taylor Swift. It's one of 16 new species named by a team of researchers in a newly published paper. Lead scientist Derek Hinnon says listening to Taylor Swift helped him get through graduate school, so he felt it appropriate to name one of his discoveries after her. The millipede is also only found in Tennessee, where Taylor Swift grew up. The name might have landed Hinnon in the doghouse with his wife, if he hadn't already named another new species after her. So far, Swift hasn't commented on what she thinks of her lady namesake.
Meet our new pet of the week, Mel. This gorgeous kitty loves to sit and chat with you about any and everything under the sun and is always up for a quick scratch behind the ears. She enjoys a lot of the finer things in life, such as fresh cans of tuna, comfy beds, and the best toys around. Mel is 1 year old, spayed, vaccinated, and microchipped. She's FIV negative and her adoption fee is $125. Apply online for her today on the Lee County Humane Society website. Now, we're out of time, but for more Auburn news, head over to our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, and check out our social media pages. I'm Jakai Spikes.
And I'm Nicholas Wetzel. Thank you for watching, and War Eagle.